I play the Pokemon TCG. It's the only TCG I've ever played competitively, so I have some idea of how that works. In this episode, we're taking a look at something completely different. We're going to look at Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm going to randomly generate cards and try and predict whether they are meta, if they're okay, or they are never played. Now, I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid. It's got a little complex and there's a lot going on now. Turns and games seem very quick. I don't know if it's still the game for me, but I do have a very fond memory of the anime and the cards, just the art on them. I do think the cards still look incredible. They've got cool effects. But I don't know, so we're going to go into this video. Maybe I find my love for it again. Maybe it's something I start playing. Following this video, I will be doing another Yu-Gi-Oh! One on suggestions from you guys. So if you want to suggest some cards you want me to react to in the next one, drop them in the comments below. But for now, let's get into this one. I'm going to generate the first three. Basically, I've found a website that just generates cards. It does 3 at a time, so I'm going to hit generate here and see what we get. So our first 3 cards. I was hoping to get monsters. Spell cards are slightly more difficult. So obviously straight away, Obelisk the Tormentor. I think Kaiba had it in the anime. Very powerful card, 4,000. Just realised I've not got my little graphic switched on. Let's switch that on. Obelisk. Yeah, I've got to imagine in competitive play this isn't very good. Obviously, I'm trying to remember how the tribute works. I think you would have to tribute 2 monsters for this, which is incredible, but I don't know how difficult that is. I don't know the difference between normal summon and ritual summon. I know is one. I'm not sure what other summons there are. Just because of the numbers, I'm going to say it's okay. It's definitely not bad. There's no way this card is bad. Please don't tell me it's bad. This is like my childhood in a card. Other than Obelisk, we've got Mystic Box. So target 1 monster your opponent controls and 1 monster you control. Destroy the first target, then gain control of the second target to your opponent. Or give control. You could pick something terrible on your side and destroy their best monster. That seems very powerful. I know there is stuff to stop spell cards and traps, but that seems very powerful. I'm going to say that's a meta card. I can't see why it wouldn't be. It targets a monster, so you could literally choose the most powerful, give them your weak one and destroy their powerful one. I can't see any drawbacks to that. Obviously, if you haven't got a monster in play, it makes it slightly more difficult. Correct me if I'm wrong though, you can just drop a monster and then play this, I think. I don't think there's anything stopping you. So I'm going to say that's an incredible card. It seems like I wouldn't be surprised if that was would it be a banned card? I think it's that good. I think it's at the top of the game. Then we've got Card of Demise, which says, draw until you have 3 cards in your hand. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. During the end phase of this turn, send your entire hand to the graveyard. You can only activate 1 card of Demise per turn. You cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. Now, this is a difficult one. Obviously, drawing cards is always good. If this is your last card, that is a huge play. You get to draw 3 new cards. You do have to get rid of everything at the end. But there are some decks that want to do that. There's zombie decks I know. So I think this might be an okay card. I'm going to put it in the middle category. It's not great. It's not bad. It is just okay. I think. I'm sure there's going to be a strategy that absolutely rinses this for some reason. I mean, that is quite powerful. You can't hurt your opponent though, so there is a downside. Yeah, I don't know. The fact it says your opponent takes no damage, I would assume it's just them and not their monsters, so you could still play around that. Yeah, it seems like a good card. Not a great card, just a good one, I think. Let's generate 3 more. I don't know why I'm starting from this side either, but I recognize this card, Machine Conversion Factory. A machine type monster equipped with this card increases its attack and defense by 300. Now, when I used to play, cards like this were played in like every deck. Obviously, me and my friend group had no idea what we were doing, so that doesn't mean it's necessarily good. I feel like for nostalgia's sake, I've got to put it in maybe the mid-range at least. 300 points isn't a lot. My heart's telling me this is bad. I'm going to go bad. It doesn't really add that much, and it is you're equipped. I would assume there's better stuff that you can equip. I don't know if you can equip more than 1, but for that reason, I'm going to give it a bad. We've then got Hell-Horned Saurus. So, it's a dinosaur fusion effect. So, during the turn this card was fusion summoned, it can attack your opponent directly. So it sounds like it goes around anything that's on the field, goes around any effects. which seems quite powerful. You do have to fusion summon it, which I don't know how difficult that is. It has got 2 names of characters, so I'm guessing you need both of them to get rid of to summon this, which is why I think it can't be good. If it wasn't specific stuff, I think this would be really powerful. But the fact it's 2 very specific things, I'm going to say, yeah, I feel like, yeah, your opponent can probably see this coming. So I'm going to say this is a bad card. And then finally, for this round, we've got Energy Drain. Select one face-up monster on your side of the field. Increase the attack and defense of the monster by an amount equal to the number of cards in your opponent's hand times 200. That's what I mean. That other one added 300. This could potentially add... Let's say they got 6 cards, that's 1,200 it's adding to attack and defense. It is only to the end phase, it is a trap card, so there's ways to stop it, but it seems kind of good. I'm going to say this one is mid-range. Obviously there's counters to it, it's only for a turn. I'm not sure. I don't know how big hands are normally in Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't think they're huge. There's not a ton of draw effects that I'm aware of. Something like Pot of Greed, which draws 2, was banned, I believe, which is insane. Playing Pokemon, we've got cards that draw 7 a turn and more. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to say this one's mid, but I am unsure on this one. I think I'm happy with the other 2. If I've not already said, drop in the comments below which I'm getting right, which are wrong, which you think I should react to next time. I would prefer suggestions from you guys, because obviously these are completely random. You're going to know which cards are bait, which are actually good, which might confuse me a little. So yeah, drop those below and I will get to those next episode. But for now, let's hit another generate. Okay, here we go. These 3, Curse of the Masked Beast was in one of the best episodes of the anime. It was when Yugioh or Yugi and Kaiba joined team against some masked bandits. Absolutely incredible episode. What it does though, Curse of the Masked. This card is used to ritual summon the Masked Beast. You must also tribute monsters from your hand or field equal to 8 or more. The fact that you can do your hand as well as field, I'm going to say this is quite good. I don't know what the Masked Beast does. I can't remember. I can't even remember what it looks like, honestly. The fact that you can use your hand and on the field, I actually think this was a good card. I don't know if that's crazy, but I'm going to say this is good. This is top tier. Obviously, in all of our hearts, he's top tier, but as a character, I don't know if they're good stats for the cost. I'm going to say they're not. They seem fairly balanced rather than one being good and one being bad, so... Yeah, I think it was like 2,000 attack, 500 defense, it would be better, or the other way around. But this way, it's not really got anything to do. So I'm going to say it's mid. I don't think it's bad. It can't be bad. Limp, so obviously at least good. I'll put it in the middle. And then the Flute of Summoning Dragon. Special summon up to 2 dragon-type monsters from your hand. Lord of D must be on the field to activate and resolve this effect. So that's not too difficult to do. You only need 1 character to do it. It does make it slightly more difficult, but you also get 2 dragon type monsters from your hand onto the field. So the fact that you can just summon them, obviously you need this card and Lord of D. I'm torn on this. I think it's either top tier or mid. It's somewhere in between. I'm gonna go for top tier. The fact that you get 2 dragon type monsters, it doesn't say they have to be a certain level or anything like that. So I'm going to say this is top tier. It's slightly difficult and awkward to get off, so maybe it's not. But I'm doubling down. That is a top tier card. And again, 3 cards I remember from playing in my childhood and seeing in the anime, so always good to see. Okay, so I do recognize the middle one. Armored Centipede though. It's an insect. It's 1600 by 1600. I think you need to sacrifice to summon this. I think it's 5 or higher you do need to tribute. It's an insect effect. Okay, so effect is just when they have effects. If this card destroys an insect type monster by battle, it gains 500 attack. That is a bad card. You might not be fighting insects and then it's absolutely useless, the effect. Most of the time you're probably not. I don't really know what's in the metagame. I'm going to say absolute stinker of a card. Dark Eyes Illusionist is a spellcaster effect again. Flip. Target 1 monster on the field. It cannot attack while this card is face up on the field. Okay, so it's got 0 attack, which isn't great. Defense is 1400, so it's not that bad. I think Flip is when it's face down in defense mode and something attacks it. It would have to survive an attack, which I don't think it's going to at that power. The fact that it can stop a monster while it's flipped though is incredible, but obviously they're going to target it down and kill it quite easily. So I think this one is very bait. I think they want you to think it's god tier, but yeah, just because of how it activates, how low its defense actually is, I'm going to say this is mid tier. I don't think it's terrible. In a few cases you might actually get it off, but most cases you're not gonna. And then finally we've got Fairy's Gift, which is just a regular monster. 1400 attack, 1000 defense. Garbage? I think that's terrible. Yeah, it's comparable to this without the effect at all. So yeah, I'm going to say bad card. I'm fairly comfortable on these ones. I think I've nailed this round at least. Let's do a few more though, just to make sure. We'll do at least one more round. So let's generate. Okay, so we've got some interesting cards here. We've got Volcanic Eruption. During your end phase, if you control Jurassic World, is that legal? Or is that a collab with actual Jurassic World? I don't know. It does look like there's dinosaurs laid down, maybe. There is the eruption of the volcano. Anyway, destroy all cards on the field. So you do need to control... Why does it say Jurassic Heart? Someone let me know what that means in the comments. I feel like a different card should be there. That's a really cool effect. I've played enough stuff like Hearthstone and other card games online where I know field control is really important. So something like this is going to be huge. Obviously you need another card in play to activate it, which is where it becomes difficult. I don't know if there's a ton of ways to search cards out in Yu-Gi-Oh! From the best of my knowledge, I don't think there is. There's not a ton of draw. So it is sort of left up to luck. I could be completely wrong. Please let me know if I am. I'm sure I am. It's an incredible effect, but very difficult to do. So I'm going to say this is... The problem is you need it at a specific time as well. So I'm going to say this is a mid card. I don't think it can be terrible just because of the effect. It's during your end phase as well, so you can do all of the other good stuff before it happens. I'm going to say it's mid. Then we've got a version of Red Eyes. I've not seen this one before. It's the Darkness Metal Dragon. So again, it's dragon effect. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing one face-up dragon-type monster you control. Once during your turn, you can special summon one dragon-type monster from your hand or graveyard, except this. So you get rid of any type of dragon, you get a 2800 attack, 2400 defense, and you get to summon a dragon from your hand or graveyard. So I'm guessing Banish takes it completely out of the game, so you can't resummon whatever that was. You could just use a sacrificial thing just to get this in play and another dragon. I feel like this is going to have a ton of combos. Like I say, when I watch gameplay of this now, they'll get rid of something and then two things will appear, then they'll combine and they'll... All of this stuff I don't really understand, so I'm guessing this is one of the best cards. That's my prediction. I'm going to say this is the best card so far. So let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, that seems like it could be abused in a ton of different ways. And then finally, probably the last one for this episode, we've got Summon Dice. Like I said before, drop in the comments below any you want me to do next episode. Try and catch me out because I do think it's fun trying to work it out, having almost no idea on the metagame. So anyway, Summon Dice says pay 1000 life points, roll a 6-sided die and apply the effect. I've never seen that in Yu-Gi-Oh before. I don't know if you use dice normally, but that's really cool. On a 1 or 2, immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon a monster. On a 3 or 4, special summon one monster from your graveyard. On a 5 or 6, you can special summon one level 5 or higher monster from your hand. You can only activate one summon dice per turn. The fact it's restricted to 1 makes me think it's not an absolute world beater. You also have to pay 1000 life. I don't know if that's important. I don't know if there's ways to heal or much to heal or if it's even worth it. Or if spending life to do stuff like this is... It's probably worth it because you get a monster out, you can attack them. The fact that you can definitely get a monster out, you can at least normal summon one. You can special summon if you roll high enough. I'm going to say it's a mid card. I don't think it can be good because of the restrictions of only using 1 and having to pay life points and it being down to a dice roll. So you can't really play your strategy around this. I just think it maybe helps in some matchups. But there we go. There's a Pokemon player reacting to Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know in the comments below how you think I got on. Let me know which card you want to see in the next episode. That's all I've got for this one though, so I will catch you in the next one.